Sure. Thank you so much. Good afternoon to everyone. I'm sure all of us have had a great lunch. So, welcome all to all the leaders and dignitaries to this very important event today. And I would say important because the platform like this provides us an opportunity to share our learnings, the progress that each one of us has been making in their respective companies, industries at large, right? And all the accomplishments that the companies have been making in the trends that are shaping the current and the future of the BFSI industry. That's me. I'm going to be your speaker for the day today. And let us spend the next 1 minute in dissecting what's important for the BFSI leaders from a strategic initiative perspective for 2024 and beyond. So we have been working with more than 750 plus customers globally today. And on a daily basis, we interact with a lot of BFSI leaders, not just in India, but globally. And what we have been able to summarize through our interactions and learnings from them I'm going to summarize a couple of key initiatives that the BFSI leaders are thinking for 2024 and beyond. And let's start with embark. They want to embark and execute digital projects through which they are able to contribute to the top line. Now, each one of us exists for a reason, and we do what we do because the entire goal is to actually take the growth story of your organization forward. And the backbone or the foundation to that becomes all the digital initiatives and projects that we execute. The second is improving the user experience on digital channels as well as the entire enterprise application landscape. Now, that's going to be crucial in this entire ever-evolving VUCA world because both your employees are your customers first and then your external customers come second in line there. So organizations are wanting to focus on providing a very seamless and superior user experience, insights into the customer journeys, so that you are able to improvise on your entire product strategies, continuous improvement on operational efficiency, because at the end of the day, cost, how much are you spending from a cost to serve perspective makes the key here. And lastly, ensuring the compliance by the end users on any technology platform that you use. Now, compliance becomes like one of the most important pillars here, not just for how your employees use your applications, but how your customers also interact with your applications or platforms. And you want to ensure that anything that they input is completely compliant and risk-free, right? So that summarizes and brings us up to the three most important pillars that every BFSI leader is focusing on is revenue, cost, and compliance, right? So for any projects, any initiatives that you are planning to do, I'm sure most of us in this room today are done with the entire AOP planning for 2024, right? Of what projects and what digital transformation initiatives you're going to embark on. So for anything that you do, if your objectives, strategic objectives are not in any form and shape tying up to risk, revenue, and compliance, the road to that success is going to be slightly difficult. And hence, I want you to take cognizance of this and incorporate this in your strategic objectives. And then finally, it brings us to the mother of all objectives, quote unquote, maximizing ROI on your digital investments is key to enhancing business outcomes and propelling yourself to the next orbital growth. This is the philosophy that we are working with our BFSI leaders and CXOs within the organization, helping them propel their organization to the next orbital growth. Keeping ROI at the center and the three pillars, right? The three strategic objectives of cost efficiency, productivity, and user experience. Let us deep dive into the use cases, right? Which we are actually hearing from our various BFSI leaders. So in India, we are working with 4 out of the top 10 banks. In US, across EMEA, we are working with the top 10 out of the 20 insurance and financial service institutions. And these are the use cases that have come up as strategic or arrowheads that they want to solve and address in 2024 and beyond. And it starts with, I'm not going to focus on all, but just cherry picking 3 or 4 of them. Optimizing enablement cost. Organizations are facing a lot of cost pressures. The idea and the push that they're getting from the management is do more with less. Now, how do you ensure that with all the limited funds or investments that you have to make into technology, how do you ensure that you make your end user enabled, right? So I'll take 1 or 2 examples from BFSI to just stitch up the narrative and the story for you here. Enabling users, enterprises spend on enabling users on core enterprise applications like a CRM, an ERP like an SAP or an Oracle, or core banking systems, core processing applications like a PaaS or any other ITSM tools, right? The second I would like to pick up is about higher application engagement, more conversions, right? So for example, transaction-heavy platforms where like digital channels or your external websites where customers are coming in and applying for loans, credit cards. These are platforms where you may want to make your users self-serve so that the load and the dependency on the support channel decreases, right? Lastly, I'll focus on reducing training and sandbox costs. So we are working with a lot of insurance and FS companies where they have the agents or market representatives or salespeople actually on the field interacting with their customers. Now, before they go live from a BAU perspective and taking their products to the customers, the organizations are wanting to create an environment where they are able to create simulations of the application that the agents are going to use onto the field, even without the risk of actually giving them a live instance. So that is something that the organizations and the leaders are wanting to achieve. Now, the solution to that, let me introduce you to Whatfix. Whatfix is an Indian company with global spread and operations. We are spread in 30 plus countries and have offices in 8 plus countries. Our customers are across the globe, spread across various industries, with the leading industry being BFSI, where maximum chunk of our customers is in. We are a 1,000-employee company, and we are recognized globally by the likes of Gartner's as or the Forrester's, Everest as the leaders in the digital adoption space. That's what Whatfix does. And I'd like to highlight and bring your attention to an important aspect here, which is our CSAT scores, right? So we are amongst the top 1 percentile global SaaS companies whose CSAT score is 99.5 percentile. Core fundamental reason for this is because all of our innovation is customer driven. So 60 to 65% of our innovation and everything that we bring into our products, right from a solving mindset, is purely customer driven. And we have a very strong partnership ecosystem as well. So the likes of the big fours in the world, the consulting giants, the services giants, IT, ITAS, or some OEMs, all of us are our partners. And if I have to just bring your attention here and introduce you to Whatfix. So Whatfix today is a platform company. When I say platform, we cut across the entire software application lifecycle here. So for example, if you see this curve, from an ROI perspective, the yellow one is something that people always expect, that, okay, in a software lifecycle phase from planning up to stabilization, that's the curve that organizations are expecting to achieve. But from a reality perspective, red is something that you see, the red curve is something that, and the ROI is, people are trying to go towards the ROI rather than the ROI being naturally coming as a progression. It's not happening. Now, to cut across this, Whatfix as a platform company has cutting-edge solutions where we are impacting at every stage of the software lifecycle development. It all starts with product analytics and enterprise insights. So this offering by Whatfix not only gives you the insights about where and how your users are interacting with the platforms, be it your employees or be it your external customers. It gives you the insights of how they are interacting, where are the digital frictions, the gaps, where are the adoption drops. And enterprise insights gives CXOs and business leaders the right kind of visibility into license utilization and the adoption score, right, of a platform. So post this, no leader can say that they don't have the visibility into the license utilization. So you'll always be on top of things and you'll be aware where you are bleeding and where you have wisely invested from a technology investment perspective. Which projects are in green, which projects are in red is completely, you'll get an insight through product analytics and enterprise insights. The next in line is our flagship and the core product, which is a digital adoption platform. So the category is called DAP, DAP. The way you have the likes of ERPs, HCMs, ITSMs, CRMs of the world, Whatfix corely falls into a DAP category, which is a digital adoption platform. And once through product analytics, you have identified and understood all the digital friction points, it's time to fix them. And that's what Whatfix does for you, right? We address all of that with the help of an interactive experience layer. We call it a guidance layer, which can sit on top of any application and handhold and guide the users to complete various processes or journeys from start to end. And it becomes like a 24/7 assistant which is available all throughout within the application to ensure that there's guidance available in the flow of work in the moment of need. Now, I want you to focus on these two terms, which I used just right now, in the flow of work and in the moment of need. Because most of the help, if you just try and visualize, wherever while using any application, if you got stuck somewhere, the help is always a few hours away. You raise a ticket, you reach out to someone, and then someone shares a document with you, which is again outside the platform. So we're cutting all that noise out and telling you that, okay, any and every help that the end user may require about an application's usage is all available in the flow of work in the moment of need. Coming next, Mirror. This is something, a very proprietary product of Whatfix, right? Our DAP product and product analytics, enterprise insights is there for the past few years. Mirror is something that we have worked and rolled out almost a year back. And that's the answer here to the training and sandbox reduction that I was talking about, right? I'll take an example of an insurance company, right? Be it life or general, doesn't matter. But there are customer onboarding platforms, there are underwriting platforms where the agents are actually using this platform while they are interacting with the customers. Now, the expectation of insurance companies here is, how do I reduce the time, effort, money, resources, everything that we are spending to enable the agents to use the application first time right in the most efficient manner while they are interacting and dealing with their customers. And even before them going live from a BAU perspective, right? How do we bring them up the curve? So Mirror is something which is an application simulation platform, right? Which creates highly interactive scenarios, even without the risk of them giving an access of the live platform. From an insurance perspective, I'm sure you can imagine any error, any mistake that I make, right, has a lot of downstream implications. So that is what we are able to arrest for our customers through our flagship product, which is called Mirror. So that's our entire platform. And Whatfix, again, of course, started with one single product focus, but over the years, we have become a platform company today with the likes, just like the likes of SAP or the Salesforce. Now, all of this has been possible because of a very strong vision of our founders and a strong execution capability of our teams and a very solid execution playbook. But I would not like to forget the most important arrowhead here has been our customers who have actually shaped the current shape in which our platform today is in. Coming next, I'll spend half a minute here just for you to understand that, okay, our use cases are focused on improving the digital workplace maturity, right? If you see at the two sides of the spectrums, you have employees, you have customers, right? And we have matured with our messaging and positioning, where we were earlier focused on enablement. We matured to empowerment and finally impacting business outcomes. Now, we were fortunate enough to hear Gautam Datta and I think Mr. Ghai as well from Max Life, where they were focusing on that, okay, how do we create value and how do we focus on business outcomes? They spoke about leveraging artificial intelligence as well, right? In bits and pieces, where they are able to dissect artificial intelligence and take it up to address very specific use cases or requirements or problems that they want to solve. But more than that, they said, what's the impact on business outcomes is important. So that's where value, if you see here, has been the anchor for us, where at the foundation, value has been the anchor with which all of our solutioning, right? Because at every moment, we are just trying to solve for our customers. So coming up to, from a platform perspective, these are Whatfix offerings. I'm not going to spend time on each and every offering, otherwise we will require almost an hour. So I would love to hear from the people. I'm going to spend a few minutes on our digital adoption platform and probably hub, and would love to interact with you at our booth. So giving you a perspective of what a DAP or a digital adoption platform does, right? Ours is a data-driven digital adoption platform, which is built on the ACE framework. Now, when I say ACE, right, analyzing, we spoke about the understanding of digital frictions and analyzing where are the drop-offs from a user standpoint, from a journey standpoint. So that is what we capture. We create the content which is required to help and guide and nudge them at specific interventions through our content lifecycle management dashboard. All of it is completely no code, low code. So without any technical expertise, everything can be done. Yeah, another 2-3 minutes. And we engage and deliver all the content to them with the help of in-application guidance, automation, and smart context. In the moment of need, the end objective is to make the users self-sufficient, reduce the load on the support channels, reducing the cost to serve. That's where we are bringing the majority of the impact. And we work on top of as an overlay technology on top of any desktop-based application, desktop-first application, web-first application, mobile application, any custom in-house built applications as well. I'm going to take the next 1 minute to show you a quick video here, which will actually give you a complete idea of whatever I have spoken in the last 10 to 12 minutes and stitch the entire story for you here. Can we have the volume, please?
But is your technology user savvy? Introducing the Whatfix digital adoption platform. Whatfix acts as an experience layer, guiding users and helping them learn while in the flow of work. Use Whatfix to improve your users' onboarding experience. Guide them through applications with interactive flows, tours, nudges, and more. And set them up to get the most out of every experience with in-app task lists. Inform and engage your users with pop-ups and overlays to push important announcements. And capture user-specific feedback and sentiments with real-time in-app surveys. Whatfix eases change management for your users. Use Whatfix to notify users of new features or changes in an application. And offer contextual smart tips on elements that need additional details. Enable your users with a better experience across the web, desktop, and mobile apps. Get a demo today.
So this is what Whatfix was. If I have to just summarize what you saw there, was a complete overlay experience layer which can sit on top of any application, right? Underlying application could be anything. As I said, desktop, mobile, web. I'm not going to spend time here because I have 2 more important slides for you to cover for you. These are some of the global BFSI use cases that we have. We have been working with them, and they fall into customer service, underwriting, claims, loans, billings, enterprise suite of applications. We spoke about this. So use cases could be any, right? Users persona could be anything, internal, external, dealers, agents, the CRMs of the world, digital products, insurance. I'm sure a lot of logos are familiar, similar kind of work they would be doing, some kind of similar synergies would be there. These are some of the BFSI logos globally that we work with. Happy to spend time on this at our booth if you want to understand about any success story here of what we are doing for them. And lastly, not just BFSI, of course, just want to give you that understanding. Whatfix today caters to companies across the length and breadth of various sectors and domains. So that's what our reach is. I like to leave the audience. I want to get your brains working up, and I just want to leave you with a thought of, for 2024 and beyond, what do you see your organization and your users going towards? Are you trying to make your user tech savvy, or are you trying to make your tech user savvy? So I leave with that, and thank you, audience. You have been a very wonderful and patient audience, and would love to take any questions. We're paucity of time. Would love to meet you at our booth as well. Thank you.